Okay, so I am here at the Houghton's Pond parking lot in the Blue Hill Reservation, and I'm going to see if I can figure out the trail. Let's come over here. Yeah, so I think we're going to just go up here a little bit and then catch a sideways path that kind of follows along the reservation road here. I've never gone this exact way before, so it's a little bit of an experiment, but I think it should be good. You could also walk alongside the reservation road and go in further down. Nice boulders over here. And I think I see my cross path that I was expecting. Is so we'll make this left turn here. That's a nice boulder there. A little remnant of the last ice age. Yeah. So this is a loop hike I'm going to do today, and it's going to do a section of the Skyline Trail. Basically, it's the section that starts just up the hill a bit from Route 138. Right on the Canton-Milton border, just up the street from the ski area. And then it's going to follow the Skyline Trail. And there's two branches of this trail through this section. There is a north and south. Today I'm going to follow the north branch, which personally I think is a little bit more interesting. And so we get to go up and down four hills. Great Blue Hill, the first one being the major climb. The others being, ooh, where did my trail go? Ooh. Seems to have vanished here. Oh, I think it's snaking around. Go with the flow. And Great Blue Hill being the major climb. And the others all begin with H, and I had to bring a little cheat sheet because I have forgotten their names over the years. So we got, let's see here. Oops, no, they don't all begin with H. Wolcott Hill. Hemingway Hill and Hancock Hill. And the descent from the Hancock Hill brings you right out behind the reservation headquarters, which is right next door to the Milton State Police Barracks. So if you know where these things are, those are pretty good landmarks. You could start this hike from a number of places and do a similar loop. You could park closer to the reservation headquarters. Houghton's Pond, where I am, you could park at the farm further up the street. In my case, sometimes I park at Meditech, which is my place of employment. And there's some places to park around the corner on 138 as well. So let's see here. It's a little higher up than I was expecting to be. Did I make a wrong turn? Let's see. Came in here. Yeah, I think I must have missed a turn here. Let's track back a little bit. Looks like there's another trail down here, so one I should have taken. That's the problem with doing trails you haven't done before. It's easy to miss a turn. Yeah, and I already see the turn I missed. So, again, I'm just trying to stay close to the road here. The real climbing will be along the, what do we call this here? The Accord Path, which kind of parallels the reservation road right along the bottom and turns the corner at Route 138 and brings us over to the Skyline Trail, which is where the real fun begins. So yeah, I totally blew by that. Okay. And guessing it's this way. Yeah, this looks more like what I was expecting. Already another intersection here. Gotta love it. Oh boy. If that's the path, that's a wet one. Swampy stuff going here, but it does seem like this is my path, so we'll work around this here because I'm just wearing sneakers. Not very waterproof at that. And we got some nice little runoff from the rain last night. Good to see. Okay. Further down to go here, it looks like. See. Alright, I'm going to have to go around here or go on the road, which I think I'll stay on the trail. A lot of noise from the traffic. Hopefully this is right. Should be bearing left in a little bit. Oh yeah, little tree fall action here. Wow, a lot of trees down. Right under the bridge here. Whoop. That's more of a climb than I was expecting, but that's okay. It's a good little warm-up. You can hear how out of shape I am. head back down. Here's the trail coming up from the road. Does that look like I expect? Kind of. Let's see. Let's give it a try here. Yeah, here we are. Not the most straightforward trail if you've never been here before. So if you're not gonna walk on the road and do this part, I advise picking up a trail map. You can get them at the Blue Hills website. I did a screen print of the section I was interested in before today. Or you can download a whole big PDF, put on a device, or for $3 you can pick up a nice printed paper copy at the headquarters. They usually got a box full of them. Some parts of the trail are marked better than others. This section here is one I would say is not very well marked. But since you're very close to the road, it's pretty easy to keep a sense of direction. Just listen for the traffic. Looks like we're gonna maybe kiss the road down here and then head back in. There's another little parking spot right here. Another possibility of a starting point. I believe this is 1086 on the map. There's actually a marker up here. Let's see what it says. And this is the Wild Notch Path, which looks, yeah, right up the trail from my path on the Accord. So I'm gonna put the map away at this point and just follow this guy along. Out to the road here. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. But yeah, it certainly looks like I came out a dead end here. Yeah, so back to here. I see the mistake now. Back on track, I hope. Trying to get myself back in shape so that I can do the full length of the Skyline Trail, which runs from Canton this is 1086. Oh, that's confusing. Okay. Runs from Canton right next to the off-ramp between I-93, 95, where it runs together, going towards 95 south in Providence. And if you're ever on that ramp there, going southbound, and you glance quickly off to the side, just past the guardrail, you can catch sight of a marker there, which marks the beginning of the Skyline Trail. And it traverses from there over a little hill called Little Blue Hill, crosses over Route 138. Not an easy place to cross when the traffic is busy. And then comes up Great Blue Hill, the section we're going to do today. And then from the top, it follows one of the two branches down. Both branches terminate fairly close to the headquarters. The north branch comes out right behind it. The south branch comes out just about 100 feet up the street from it. And then from there, you cross over the reservation road and you do another section that goes up Buck Hill, which is one of the, I think, nicest parts of the Blue Hills Reservation, because you have a fairly 360-degree unobstructed view, and it's not heavily trafficked, so a lot of times you can go up there and have it to yourself. That descends down to Route 28 in Randolph, crosses over there, another fun crossing, and then I believe from there you ascend Chickatobit, and Chickatobit has the nature center up at the top, which is all fenced in, so the Skyline Trail snakes around that. And if you've made it that far, you've done most of the hard work. There's a few minor hills after that, but a lot of it is just doing the miles. And you continue on, and the termination of the trail is at a place called Shays Rink, which is technically in Quincy, but it is just over the Quincy-Braintree line, just up the street from South Shore Plaza. So hopefully I'll be getting to that later in the season as my wind improves. And I think I actually know where I am now, which is a good thing. This part of the trail here is also part of a loop that I do for lunchtime hikes when you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to do something a little bit challenging. So I'm going to do a video of that at some point. Also, if you work at Meditech and you're in the Canton office, there's a farm which is coming into view across the street there. I don't know if you can see it very well through the trees. There's a lot of green. That farm is open to the public for walking, and that provides some nice lunchtime walks also. It's very popular with employees, but some people might not know it's even there if you come in from the other side and never go this way. But it's can be a more relaxing walk. Certainly doesn't have any elevation gains, so if you're looking for something flat, last week I was out here on Wednesday, and it was school vacation week. It was a nice day, probably even warmer than today, and it was pretty crowded up here. We'll see. I haven't seen anybody on the trail yet. See how many people we cross paths with on a regular weekday. with the kiddies in school. There's a good view of the farm right there. There's the old barn. That's one of the oldest continually maintained structures in Massachusetts, I believe. Brookwood Farm. I can see the sign now. Brookwood Farm. And if you go to Wikipedia, there's actually an article called Old Barn for this building. And they're trying to do some renovations on it, which is why it's got a tarp on it right now. But it seems to be slow going. There's a creepy little building up here that I'm guessing is some kind of utility for the weather station up on top. But I have no idea really. Looks like an old sign there. Chickatawbet Road. Pleasure vehicles only. Interesting. Never noticed that before. So this is the Accord path. And just near the, if you look down there, just near the entrance, just past the entrance to Brookwood Farm, there's actually a very good entrance point there to the Accord path, right at street level. Although parking can be limited there. I would say if you're like me on a weekend afternoon, or weekday afternoon, you'd probably be okay parking there. I parked there last week. I'm not sure, sometimes they have activities on the weekend, so they might not appreciate you leaving your car there for 2 hours or more while you hike. And then we're coming up on Meditech, which is my current office in Canton. And certainly if you're an employee, parking here is an option. I've come on the weekends and parked in the guest parking. You have to just kind of be aware if sometimes they have events, weddings and stuff on the weekend in the atrium, so you definitely don't want to be in the way of that. So I'm gonna get my phone out and take a peek at the vantage point on the screen. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like it. Last week I also shot video, but I had the camera orientated for little 6-year-olds, and I got a lot more of the ground than I intended in my video. I also forgot to bring my phone that day, so I didn't have any peekaboo to monitor it. But yeah, today looks good. Looks like it'll be an enjoyable video, if not boring.